Alright guys, welcome to my second video. I wonder when I'm going to stop saying the number of my video. I'll probably stop around the fifth one. But today I want to talk about the beauty of photography and why I personally find photography to be a really interesting and amazing art form. And maybe even get some comments and talk about why other people think that photography is a beautiful art form. And I personally have three reasons why I find photography to be an amazing art form. And I'm going to provide some photo examples from my personal life and some of my work life and kind of discuss why I think it shows these three things. So the three reasons why I love photography and I think it is a beautiful art form is the ability to express identity, whether that be your own or of the subjects you're capturing, the ability and how easy it is to capture history. I think a lot of people forget that when you're taking photos, especially of places, faces, you're capturing history. You're not just capturing personal moments. But that also leads into my third reason is we walk around our phones now with a time machine, essentially, of being able to go back and relive moments from our personal lives. So identity, history, and then personal memories are one of the reasons, or the three reasons that I think that photography is generally so beautiful. So to touch on identity, I'm going to kind of bring up some work from my photography. I did a wedding in Aruba. I was really fortunate around 3 years ago to get flown out to this wedding. I was working with this couple for quite some time, and they're over the top sometimes, boisterous, and so is their friend group. And you can kind of see this at the end when they decide to run into the ocean and trash the dress. It was a very spontaneous moment. You can see all the friends run in afterwards. And it really shows how these people open up when you're comfortable around your friends, when you're comfortable being yourself. It really shows your identity of, being a spontaneous person. And I think that's really cool. And then also, like, another thing that I see is people bring their dogs to photo shoots, whether that be engagement photo shoots, whether they bring those to weddings, because we have a lot of care and affection for our pets and our animals. And it's really cool because it's part of their family, it's part of their identity. They identify with their dog. I actually had somebody bring their cat to a graduation photo shoot, and that was part of her identity, and like she loves her cat a lot, and that was super sweet. And then sometimes you can kind of play off some things where it's like a couple, maybe one person is a little bit more shy and somebody else is a little bit more outgoing. And but like here's like a GIF of a couple where the groom is dancing and the bride was a little bit more shy, and you can kind of see how she is reacting to the ridiculousness of the groom dancing. And it kind of shows a little bit of their personalities, and I think that's super cool and super beautiful. Moving on to the second point, I think capturing history is one of the coolest things that you can do. Like, I took this picture of Seattle. As you guys can see, it's a very big print. Back when I was still called Seatown Photo. That was when I was 15 years old. I'm 24 years old. So this is a 9-year-old photo. And I captured history, and I hang it up on my wall now. And it looks really cool. I did this. And when you take photos, you do the same thing. And that's a reason why I think printing photos is really cool. I hang this up on my wall, and I look at it, and I'm like, I was 15 years old when I took this photo, when I was practicing long exposure stuff. Really one of my favorite photos. And over the years, the skyline is going to change. It's going to look different. So that's crazy to me. And I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I think there's people out there who realize how momentous it is to capture the way something looks like at a point in time, and we fail to realize 40 years from now it's not going to look the same. Additionally, I had a trip to Vietnam recently, and that was so cool. I did something called the Hai Loop. I'm going to flash some photos here. And you get to capture what rural Vietnam looks like in 2024. I have moments of the Hmong people interacting with each other. I have the way the roads look. I have the construction that is going on. but it's history. It's literally what it looks like. And 40 years from now, it's what people are going to look back on. And there's also these gifs of Hanoi, which I absolutely love. And 40 years from now, maybe scooters won't be as prevalent. So you won't see people riding around on scooters, and this will be a big historical element. Maybe I'm tooting my own horn on how historical my own images are, but I think that's really cool. And I think anybody can do that. And I think that's the beauty of what you can do with photos and photography. And then lastly, as I mentioned, is personal memories. You have a time machine in your pocket. And I start to realize that more and more as I look at my images that I took 8 years ago. They're like the crappiest images ever, of course, taken on my phone. But they're awesome. I get to remember things that I typically don't think about on a day-to-day basis. I remember them. I'm like, oh, wow, I somehow have that deep in the caverns of my mind. But you can also take good pictures with this. People fail to realize that. I recently went on a trip just last week where I took photos in San Diego visiting my friend. Beyond the identity and expression, beyond the history, personal memories are a bit of both. It's like you're capturing identity and you're capturing history. And when you can do that really well, it's so, so cool. So the reason I make this video and the reason I wanted to highlight why I personally think photography is a really beautiful art form, and the three reasons, my three top reasons why, is as any blossoming photographer, somebody who's working towards photography, or somebody who is a professional already, many know that it's hard. You get imposter syndrome and you deal with a lot of personal issues when it comes to photography. But I think it's really important to step back and take a look at what you're doing and why it is beautiful, what you're contributing. So my biggest takeaway that I hope that I can give to people from this is take photos and know you're creating something beautiful. Know that you're creating art, know that you're creating history, and know that you're creating memories. And don't forget that, even with all the imposter syndrome, and step back and don't always do it for work. I hope you guys found the images cool. I hope there's some takeaways from my kind of approach and the way that I think about photography, especially when I personally find that I need to step away and analyze why I love what I do. And I hope that you keep taking beautiful memories and beautiful pictures, whether that be you're a professional or you're just starting out or you're just somebody who needs to acknowledge that you should capture more memories of your life. So I have to cut this off with leave a like on my video, subscribe, leave a comment. I would actually love to hear some comments from other people about what they think is their favorite reasons for photography and what makes it beautiful. But until next time, probably going to try to do a vlog here soon. But so far, I'm only going to do talking head videos for the meantime. So, peace.